One of the most secret places in the USSR was located here. It was a CIA station. On December 7, 1982, two men and two women got into a car in the parking lot of the American Embassy. A police officer observed this and immediately reported it to the KGB. The KGB was wiretapping the phone calls of American diplomats, so they already knew the Americans were going to a birthday party for one of their colleagues. What they didn't know was that these people were actually CIA officers. The planned party was just a cover, and the cake in their hands concealed a secret device. This was the beginning of a complex covert operation called Jack in the Box. The passenger in the front seat wore a typical Soviet pensioner's outfit beneath his American clothes. Moments later, the car turned onto the designated street. The driver slowed down, and the agent, now disguised as a Soviet pensioner, jumped out. At the same time, the woman in the back replaced him with the cake, which, when a button was pressed, sprang open to reveal a mannequin resembling the absent colleague. The secret agent managed to walk only a few steps down the sidewalk before a KGB surveillance car appeared from around the corner. The illusion had worked, but this wasn't the end of the operation. The agent would spend several hours wandering the streets to fully disappear. The man he was about to meet was the CIA's most valuable spy in the USSR, a billion-dollar spy. Welcome to the world of Paradoria. Enjoy watching. This is the story of the most successful American intelligence agent in the USSR. For many years, he supplied the CIA with secret data worth billions of dollars, all under the KGB's nose. The Americans understood that the best sources of intelligence were inside the country. But that posed a major challenge. The Soviet state tightly controlled the lives of its citizens. As a result, American information about Soviet military plans was extremely scarce, which was dangerous in the Cold War climate that could turn hot at any moment. For many years, the CIA tried to find secret agents inside the USSR. But even the most successful ones were quickly exposed. For example, Pyotr Popov and Oleg Penkovsky were sentenced to death after being discovered for betraying their country. After Popov and Penkovsky were exposed, the CIA's Moscow station activity almost came to a halt. In January 1977, an Englishman named Robert Fulton received a note from an unknown Russian. The note contained a proposal to meet with the CIA to pass on important information. The CIA strictly forbade any contact, fearing a KGB setup. A few weeks later, the stranger approached Fulton's car again with another note, repeating his offer and providing coordinates. Again, the CIA refused to make contact. After several failed attempts, the stranger decided to fully reveal his identity. I am Adolf Georgievich Tolkachev. Since 1954, I have been the chief designer at a defense institute in the USSR. The letter was detailed, revealing names of his family members, home address, and phone numbers. He also offered to provide details about a new secret radar he was working on. After checking the information, the CIA decided the contact was trustworthy. The new agent was given the code name Sphere. Tolkachev was assigned a handler, John Gilsher, who spoke fluent Russian. His task was to find a way to communicate with the agent. During a social event with his wife, Gilsher stepped into a phone booth to contact Tolkachev for the first time. He told Tolkachev that the CIA would soon get in touch again. In the next conversation, the CIA gave him coordinates where he could pick up a package with detailed instructions. The package contained a manual explaining how to transmit important information. Within weeks, Agent Sphere successfully completed his first mission. He sent secret data on the back of a letter mailed to a fake U.S. address. It described recent Soviet defense developments. The information was highly valuable to the Americans. Tolkachev also flawlessly followed the instructions. A Soviet agent with access to secret designs had long been a CIA goal. Tolkachev could become that valuable source. In the late 1970s, Adolf Tolkachev turned 50. In the USSR, he would be considered successful. High-ranking job, expensive apartment, strong family. So the question arose, what was Tolkachev's motivation? He claimed to be a dissident by nature. After the first assignment, the question of payment arose. The CIA offered 1,000 rubles per month, but Tolkachev asked for 10,000. Both sums were modest given the risk. Later, Tolkachev admitted the money was more about recognition. He handed Gilshire a notebook containing a new batch of classified data. He also said that if the CIA gave him a camera, he could photograph documents. In the following meetings, Agent Sphere continued delivering valuable data to the CIA, including precise blueprints of the new Su-27 fighter jet. However, Tolkachev's demands grew. He asked for a poison capsule in case of capture, and a six-figure monthly payment in dollars. For the CIA, this was problematic. But after analyzing his data, they realized it could save the US military tens of millions. His responsible attitude also won them over. In one message, he laid out a 12-year plan. Sphere's stated goal: to inflict maximum damage on the Soviet Union. In 1979, the CIA gave Tolkachev a camera smaller than a matchbox. It greatly helped his espionage efforts. He would hide classified documents under his coat, take them home, photograph them, and return them. With the camera, Tolkachev's productivity soared. He brought hundreds of pages and film rolls with schematics. He began to realize his worth and raised his price again. He said he had made a mistake. He didn't want a six-figure sum, but a sum with 6 zeros. The CIA was shocked. No agent had received that much. After lengthy debate, they agreed. Tolkachev was worth it. Due to shortages in the USSR, he physically couldn't spend that much money. He often just stockpiled the cash with his other spy tools at home. In 1981, Agent Sphere was exposed, not by the KGB, but by his own wife. She found the camera and other spy tools at home. Still, Tolkachev continued providing intelligence. Then something strange happened. He missed several meetings. Some were canceled due to KGB surveillance. Months passed without contact. The CIA feared the worst. In December, another meeting was scheduled. This time, the CIA launched another jack-in-the-box operation. The agent evaded surveillance and met Tolkachev, who apologized, saying he felt unwell but still brought documents. By early 1983, the CIA was planning to extract Tolkachev and his family to the US, but the agent declined. In April 1983, Tolkachev was summoned to discuss a routine matter. He was asked to list those who worked on a radar system, the same one he had just disclosed to the CIA. Terrified, he returned to his office. How had the KGB found out? The next day, he took sick leave and burned spy gear and money in the countryside. Before his next meeting, he placed a poison capsule from a pen under his tongue, expecting arrest. But the matter was again routine. For weeks, he continued carrying the capsule to each meeting. Meanwhile, in Chicago, Edward Lee Howard joined the CIA and was assigned to the Moscow station. He learned of Agent Sphere, but when background issues surfaced, he was dismissed. Angry, he sold secrets to the KGB for $60,000, including Sphere's identity. The KGB now had enough to find the spy. In 1984, despite poor health, Tolkachev kept photographing documents, now even in the Institute's bathroom. At one meeting, the CIA told him his overseas account held nearly $2 million. In March 1985, he missed another meeting and ceased all contact. Days later, while driving back from the countryside with his wife, they were stopped by traffic police. As Tolkachev approached, KGB agents grabbed him and threw him into a car. They had already searched his home and found incriminating evidence. The CIA knew the billion-dollar spy was gone. In 1986, Adolf Tolkachev was sentenced to death. In October 1986, the Soviet government announced that Adolf Tolkachev had been executed for espionage and treason. His wife received a 3-year prison sentence for remaining silent. Leave your thoughts in the comments. Like and subscribe to the channel. See you soon.